Yes, and sorry for Biden, but Biden, this is one of his arguments when he talked to Americans that, guys, okay, we need to protect democracy, we need the free world and so on, but we have to provide Ukraine with weapons, but not with our troops, not with our guys, soldiers, and not with our people. And this is the cheapest variant for them to protect democracy.
But also, it's the best way to advertise equipment, weapons that these countries produce.
Absolutely. It's sad a little bit that Ukraine is like arena.
Exactly.
Where they try, the military productions companies try their goods.
But before Kinzhals were flying to Kiev, the ballistics that Putin said could never be intercepted, before it flew to Kiev, no one knew Patriot would catch it or not. And Patriot did. And when we had a meeting with the American delegation, I brought the pieces, the parts, metal parts from Kinzhals, showing that this is the results of your support. The missile that was thought not to be, no one can intercept it, was intercepted, but with what your factories, your people do. And that's your working places, that's your GDP, as well as was what Germany produces and France. By the way, France is producing air defense as well, and they've been providing it to Ukraine. And also now they're trying to show that not only Patriots can be helpful, not only Iris-T from Germany, but Scalp-T from France.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'd like to remind you another episode in the beginning of the full Russian-scale invasion to Ukraine, when, do you remember, it was in Europe about ring supply weapons in Europe, when the old weapons, often Soviet Union times weapons, were delivered to Ukraine, handed over to Ukraine. But in fact, the situation turned out that Europeans and Europe, they don't have required weapons in its warehouses. Do you remember it? My question is, yes. Is it possible to happen again, this situation?
That they don't have things on the warehouse?
They will say that we need it for us to protect our people.
Well, it's just a matter of the ability to produce more. And we have the commitment from European Union with the shells, 1 million shells, and they already said that we will not make it in time. We'll do it, but later, not much later. And actually, it's a challenge for all the industries that produce weapons. Of course, for us, it's better to have modern weapons, even less, but more modern, more precise, more long range. Remember when we received HIMARSes, and that's the 90 kilometers range, the not ATACMS, but HIMARSes. And it was a game changer, and Russians had to withdraw further and further. So better equipment we get, better launch range missiles we get, Russians are moving out. And actually now Crimea is not a secure spot. Black Sea is not a secure spot, and we've been able to make our own marine drones. The country that doesn't have its own fleet was able to, to eliminate a few vessels of Russian Federation and other vessels. They had to be, they had to move out, and actually that's why we've been able to secure our own grain corridor. Because the vessels are going in and out with grain, cereals, other food. And that's because Ukraine was capable to push out Russians from at least part of the Black Sea.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do hope that a country like Great Britain and Norway will support us in the area of Black Sea, as mentioned. David Cameron visited Kyiv recently. So What do you personally associate it with the rhetoric that in the future Europe can take on the main burden of helping Ukraine in the near future? Not instead of the USA.
Well, first of all, I don't want to call it a burden because Ukraine can make Europe stronger. And Ukraine, when the normal rebuilding and reconstruction process will start, it's going to be, the most growing country in GDP. All these countries will get contracts, the construction contracts inside of the country and investments. So it's also an opportunity for them to invest and to get this money for rebuilding. And besides, our intentions to European Union is not just a beautiful dream anymore. We are on the track to assess European Union.
And NATO as well.
Of course, but NATO would be, I think, a bit longer than European Union. Or if we win this war fast enough, NATO could be even faster. But the matter is that, of course, NATO countries are afraid of the Article 5. But for us, NATO is an ultimate goal. And before that, we would need some security guarantees, like from United States, from Great Britain, everything. But without NATO, it doesn't, it means that Ukraine will be protected from other dictators in Russia after Putin, trying to invade Ukraine. But in the terms of European Union, Brussels is very seriously counting what it means that Ukraine, such a big country with such a big population, huge agricultural sector, joins EU. And of course, we'll have loan negotiations. We will have to open and close 35 chapters, vote for other European integration legislation. The cabinet ministers will be doing their job. But that's, quite visible process.